Well, here we are, my fourth video. It is August 8th. It's been about 2 months since my last video, and going to talk a little bit about things that have happened since my last video. Obviously, again, big topic, debt ceiling, and very important to talk about because basically I had to sit through a bunch of propaganda, which I was expecting for the last 2 months. Basically, people were implying, and mainstream media was implying that the debt ceiling may have been the problem, not the actual debt. But that's not the case. The debt's the problem, the borrowing, the printing. That is the problem. Also, got to hear the president and a bunch of other people, Timothy Geithner, I believe, saying that, well, this will be the first time we might default. And first of all, we weren't going to default. I mean, we could easily pay the interest on our borrowing. That wasn't the problem. Interest rates are low for now. But that wasn't the problem. Defaulting would imply we couldn't pay back the interest. We had no problem paying back the interest. We had collected over $2 trillion in tax revenue, and basically we had to cut very minimal things to pay back interest. So default was never really a real threat. It was just put on there a scare tactic, typical. Not only that, but they were saying it was the first time. This would chance the first time that the U.S. would default, which is not true at all. I mean, our history we have Google now, don't we? We can like research things. 1971, August 15th, 1971, under Richard Nixon, we defaulted. We promised our lenders, that our creditors, that we would pay them back in gold, and we just said no. We're just gonna have a fiat currency. We're not even gonna back it by gold. Screw you guys. We're not gonna pay it back. So here's this fiat currency. Here's some paper, some cotton. Enjoy. That's a default. We defaulted in 1971, August 15th, 1971, under Richard Nixon. So I don't know. I got sick of a lot of lies that were being spewed, and yeah, they're not looking out for us at all. I mean, these aren't cuts. They're saying that there's future cuts. There's not cuts. Anyway, this stuff was easily predicted. I can go back to my last video. I'll play some short clips, and I pretty much called it.
The debt ceiling was voted not to be raised by the House of Representatives. The vote was 318 to 97, so it's kind of surprising that many Republicans and Democrats agreed on anything, but they did agree not to raise the debt ceiling. The problem is they have until August 2nd to change their minds, and they will. And my prediction is all those votes will be swayed. They'll use scare tactics, whatever they gotta do. Fear-mongering. The annoying thing is that the Republicans will still claim victory, even though they'll cave in. So they're gonna say, "Oh, we attach some future spending cuts or something," whatever rhetoric and bullshit.
Pardon my language. But the reason I said rhetoric, obviously, that is rhetoric. They're not cutting anything. Like I said, there is no future spending cuts. I mean, spending cut. Can you define a cut for me? I mean, what we're getting is not cuts. These basically they're saying, all right, well, we were going to spend 2.4 trillion. We're going to spend 2.3 now. That's a spending cut. That is not a spending cut. I mean, to me, a spending cut is you cut the deficit. I mean, we got to be collecting more than we give out or than we spend. So it's not a cut to me. It's like a little kid coming in my room and say I had like $10,000. Let's say I just had money laying around under my mattress or something, and he comes, takes $10,000, flushes $10,000 down the toilet, keeps $5 for me, and that's supposed to be my cut. I mean, you did me a favor there or what? Because that's not a cut. Or I just get mugged in daylight, in broad daylight. I get mugged. I get my all my cash stolen, my credit cards, everything. And the guy leaves me with a Arby's coupon, so I can get $1 off on a fresh market sandwich. And that's all right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, government. You're doing a great job. I really appreciate the discipline. These are great cuts, and I mean, even the ones that they're saying there will be cuts 10 years down the road. We're not voting on that now. We're not voting on a 10-year down the road budget. And these assumptions they're making, they're saying that we'll be able to afford that. Like, we'll be coming in with surpluses and stuff. These assumptions are based upon a 4% annual growth. Right now we're growing at 0.5 or 0.85%, I believe, annual growth, annualized. So 0.4, and we're going to be contracting by then. Are you kidding me? These are terrible assumptions. And there's going to be one funny thing that comes out of this. When Obama thinks that he actually makes it through, he's thinking right now he's going to make it through to his second term or the end of his first term at least. I don't know if he's going to get re-voted in or whatnot. But regardless, he's thinking he's going to make it all the way through with this debt ceiling raise. I don't think he will. I think he's going to run up against that ceiling before his next term. They didn't get enough. They didn't do enough. They undershot their mark, I believe. Because, like I said, these are rosy economic assumptions. 4% this year, 4% growth. Where's that growth going to come from? Even with how skewed our GDP is, even with that, it's at 0.8% annualized. So if they can't predict what's going to happen this year, how are they predicting what's going to happen 10 years down the road? I want to talk a little bit about S&P, our downgrade. We were a AAA country, and now we are AA plus, and that has got people like Timothy Geithner and Barack Obama pretty upset with S&P. But put aside the fact that S&P and Moody's and these credit rating agencies aren't really credible. I mean, they couldn't even they had the housing market bubble staring them right in the face, and they still gave our housing market a AAA rating. So obviously their foresight is not very impeccable. So put that aside, that they're not very credible. We should be lower than we should be lower than AA plus. New Zealand is AA plus. New Zealand has 10% debt to GDP. We are in much worse shape than New Zealand. We should be downgraded way below New Zealand. We do not deserve AA plus. And these guys should be grateful we have that. We should have been downgraded a long time ago, as a matter of fact. So I mean, they can get as mad as they want, but our money is not sound. We have high risk inflation. Why would we have a AAA when we're paying back? We're going to be paying back countries if we do pay them back. We'll be paying back with worthless dollars. Why do people think that our treasuries are so safe? As a matter of fact, listen to Alan Greenspan. Listen to the question posed to Alan Greenspan and his response. Very interesting.
Are U.S. Treasury bonds still safe to invest in?
Very much so. I think this is not an issue of credit rating. The United States can pay any debt it has because we can always print money to do that. So there is zero probability of default. What I think
All right, got to come off there. We can always print money. That is a former Federal Reserve chairman. Our money is a safe bet. We're a safe investment. U.S. Treasuries, safe investment, he just said. We won't default. We can always print money. Zimbabwe, Germany in the past. I mean, does printing money solve your economic woes ever? Ever? That defaces the value of a dollar. I've talked about this several times. He knows that. He's not an idiot. At one point, before he became Reserve Chairman, he was actually a capitalist. Then he turned into a Keynesian economist and started interfering in the market a lot. So we had bubbles, dot-com bubbles. We had housing bubbles. So Greenspan, his credibility is pretty much shot, but he's a smart guy. He's just, I don't know what he's thinking here. You can't just print money and hope that it solves things. If that's were the case, I mean, this proof right here. How about the story a few months ago of how it costs 50% more to make dollar bills than it used to in 2008? 50% more. Why, you ask? Why does it cost more money to print dollar bills? Because we're printing so many bills. That is inflation right in your face, Alan. So, I mean, that's just a perfect example. 50% cost more. These prices aren't going up by chance. I've said this before. Oil. Think of all the things at record highs lately. Oil, off the top of my head. Wheat, gold, Today, gold. Well, what's gold at? 1,724. My last video wasn't even at 1,500. It is at 1,724 right now. A lot of it because of the debt ceiling. That means we're going to go deeper into debt. We're going to have to either finance that by printing money or taxing individuals more, or a combination. So this stuff isn't going up by chance. Like I said, oil, wheat, cotton. Cotton made the bills. Obviously, that's why it's 50% more. It costs more because we're printing so many more dollars. Printing so many more dollars, and that's why things are going up. The Swiss franc, all-time record high. The Aussie dollar, all-time record high, measured against the U.S. dollar. All these things. Gold, silver just shot up past couple of days. It isn't by chance, guys. It's not by chance we're inflating our currency, and we're in big trouble. Think about it. What happens if we increase interest rates? Well, I don't think they will. The Fed, they can't really, because we won't be able to make the payments. Ask Portugal, ask Ireland, ask Greece. They were all fine until the interest rates went up, weren't they? What happens when they go up for us, if they go up? They probably won't. So that means we print inflation. There's no way around it. I'm seriously thinking about moving like to Australia or something. This is ridiculous. There's nowhere to go. I mean, there's nowhere to go here. Even if I go to a state with great taxes benefits like New Hampshire, like Florida, like Texas, there's no escaping the inflation that's about to hit the U.S. dollar in countries that are pegged to our dollar, like Latin American countries. You need to get our money out of the dollar. That's basically what I'm saying. If you're watching this, you're my friend on Facebook, because I'm not sharing this with anybody else that's not my friend. That's not my friend on Facebook. You need to get your money out of the dollar, quick, because it's not going to buy the things that you're expecting years down the road. In a couple of years, who knows how much gas it's going to cost when it's measured in dollar bills. You need a store of value, a store of wealth. You can invest in China. China will eventually boom. Right now they're suppressing their currency, the RMB. They will have a boom. You can invest in Australia, even Canada, a lot better than we're going to have it. True, they're pegged to us right now, but they will find other buyers for their products once we can't afford it anymore. They will be in better shape. They're in better position than we are. It's not the best option, but it's better than just holding American dollars and hoping for the best. So, I mean, China, Singapore, Switzerland, countries like that. I'm just saying, just trying to help. You can do your own research, and I'm just trying to help. So, all this talk about how this deal is helping us out. I mean, some people think that they're selling truth. Truth is they're selling us out. So, until next time, take it easy.